heads spinning around and K fans and K-State fans yesterday with the news that you were going to be part of the staff. Why did it make sense for you? Why is this a good fit?
Well, you know, finishing up at Illinois, and then so when I got back to Kansas, so back home and spent time with my kids, helped my daughter and stuff. And last year, before going to Illinois, Colin had called me up and we had some brief conversation. And I was in a position at that point in time that I didn't want to be in an off-the-field position. And so we had some previous conversations. Obviously, I followed this program last year a little bit more than I would normally have because it was there was some interest there from Colin and from Coach Leipold. And so once we go through the season, obviously some good things were taking place here. And then Colin and I talked and got an opportunity to come over here and visit. And really my time, short visits, I say short but long visits with Coach Leipold were really good. The opportunity to come in and for myself to be in a position now where, you know, I'm back a long time ago when I was DFO at K-State and had a lot of oversight with things. Now I get an opportunity to be underneath another coach. The coach is doing really, really well. Has a great mind, really thinks outside the box with a lot of things, and be a great opportunity for me to come step in and learn some things as well. So to me, I think for both of us, we both see advantages of it, and I think there's a great opportunity there.
You had discussions with your dad, not that you need approval from him, but the fact, you know, you have a resume, having coached for a long time. What were your thoughts from Dad?
Oh, you know, he and I talked about it, and he's, you know, he wants to see me coaching, doing what I want to do, and you know, he's happy for me, and you know, he's, you know, looking forward to whatever comes out of it. So I mean, it's been really good. He's been, as you would know, I mean, he's been very supportive of everything I've done from USC to Illinois to here to, you know, whatever the next move becomes. You know, if it stays here, great. If it's somewhere else, it's somewhere else. So. You know, I was blessed for 30 years to be in one place, and so I was not on the coaching carousel that all these other coaches have had to go through, and now it's my turn to do that. So now I'm kind of roaming around a little bit, and I've enjoyed each stop. Each stop has been good. It's easy for my wife and I to navigate it, and so yeah, I've learned at each place. I pick up as much knowledge as I can, and I pass on as much as I can as well. So it's been good.
Given your past down the road, was there any pause to coming over here for you, or?
Oh, no. So when everything changed over at K-State and Coach Kleiman had a path he wanted to go, and it's all his right, and I wasn't involved in that. And so you know, once I left and once I was gone, to me, any job. If it's the right fit, it's a good job. And so for me, I was dead set on I want to work for good people, and I want to be in a place where everybody's marching in the same path, in the same direction, and everybody's got hands on deck, and that's how it was for us, you know, back when Dad and I were back at K-State. And so I've tried to be able to get into positions to where I'm working for good people. Coach Helton was a great head coach. I enjoyed working for him. Coach Bielema at Illinois, really enjoyed working for him there as well. And the coaching staffs were good. And this along with what was asked earlier, I mean, that's part of this thing. I mean, there's good people here, and so that makes this job fun.
What have you learned to like most about Lance in your short time around him and with him and talking to him?
Well, I mean, I like a lot of the things that he talks about, you know, that in all honesty are kind of lost a little bit more and more in football, and talks about loyalty and commitment and you know, being right by people, and those things are important, you know, having integrity, and you know, I mean, a lot of coaches and everybody talks about it, you know, a lot of them don't, you know, walk it. So I say a lot of them, some don't. But you know, that's what I look for. That's what I'm looking for when I'm trying to get around a staff. You know, I want to be around people that have loyalty and have integrity, and especially with these kids these days, you know, you want to be around people that treat them right as well too, and that's really important.
Coach Leipold mentioned the experience that you might be able to bring to the staff in terms of developing plans for in-state recruiting, which is obviously something that you've seen the impact that can have over long term when it's done correctly. Could you offer some thoughts about that side of things in terms of helping Kansas improve its in-state recruiting efforts?
Well, I've been here less than 24 hours, so I don't even know.
Just in a general sense,
Yeah,
philosophical sense.
where things are at. But philosophically, I mean, it's about relationships, you know, and that's the key thing is that, you know, every coach, whether you're a high school coach, college coach, you know, pro coach, you're developing relationships with people. And I think, you know, the big thing in recruiting is having those relationships with the coaches, making them feel like they're a part of this, and that's really important. You know, I mean, you know it just as well as I do. I mean, if you feel a part of something, you feel like you're welcome, you want to be more engaged in it, and you want to be able to support it more. I think that's an important part of it.
Thank you.
In your discussions with Lance, what were some of the things that he said that he wanted from you in this role and learning from you?
Well, we've just talked about a lot of general things, and I'm sure he addressed that earlier in here. But I think as we go and as we move forward, and again, I've been here less than 24 hours, so I don't know. I mean, I've watched some film, I watched some games from last year, so I don't know what all's in place, what's not. You know, and as we go through it, we'll share a lot of thoughts back and forth, and so I think my experiences being involved with a program that's getting off the ground, just getting started, and then sustaining those successes that Dad did with K-State. You know, I think a lot of the things that took place through those years, and me being Director of Football Operations and how we carried things through, obviously with all the other stuff that surrounds that, I think there's just going to be a lot of, as we kind of navigate through the waters and see where the path goes and direction goes, that's where the feedback between the two of us will take place. And so I don't know where that's going to lead, you know.
And you mentioned being here for like 24 hours, but what's kind of been your first impression being out at practice around the facility?
It's good. I mean, the practice is well organized, great tempo. You know, the kids are engaged. I mean, there's a lot of, the coaches do a great job. I mean, the coaches are really engaged with the players, do a good job. They're coaching on the run. A lot of things that I think are really, really important. And so positively, I mean, there's a lot of good positive things. I can't tell you there's anything negative I've seen yet, no. But I'm looking at all the positive things, and that's where we start.
How much easier is this transition with Colin being here for you?
Well, the best part about that is that Colin's able to get me to the best restaurants as quick as possible. So we started off last night with a good one, and so, no, it'll help the transition be easy. And again, with the coaching staff, and I mean, these guys are great. They've welcomed me in. It's been real easy to get going. It's just to get in a routine. Knowing what the schedule's going to be like, the system. And it's going to be short because we don't have much left of spring ball. But at the end of the day, it'll be pretty easy. The hardest part's going to be getting to meet everybody and getting all the players, names and faces down. But we'll get that done pretty quick as well. So,
what kind of reaction or feedback or whatever you want to call it did you get from friends, people around the country, people in the industry? I mean, have you had much of that yet?
Yeah,
I know it's been out there, but have you?
A little bit, yeah. No, it's been really good. I've had just about every former specialist that I've coached has messaged me. A lot of the players that I've coached in the past from USC, Illinois, and K-State, have sent me messages. And obviously a lot of the people that I know and have sent messages. I mean, last night I think I stopped counting at about 125, but I had responded back to somewhere around 130, 140 text messages yesterday. So it's been really positive with everybody that I actually know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to know some of that was coming too, right? I mean, the splash, if you will. I mean,
yeah.
What'd you do to prepare yourself for that? Turn off your computer? Or?
Well, I can tell you I haven't looked at too much social media,
right.
So I just kind of leave that stuff alone. And if somebody's got my phone number, that's the message I want to get.
Yeah.
So Sean, with special teams, you had such a long line of success. How do you do that for so long?
That's a trade secret. I can't share that. It really boils down. It's pretty simple. for me, I think, it's building relationships. And, you know, one of the things that I do as a person, you know, if I have a strong belief in somebody and a great respect for somebody, I'm going to work as hard as I can for them. And I really think with players, I mean, yes, there's schemes and there's other stuff that you mix into it, but if the players believe in what they're doing, they believe in you as a coach, and you have a great relationship with them and respect, they're going to fight, and you can get a lot done with guys that are going to fight. And so it's just like this program. I mean, they're fighting, and Coach Leipold's got them in a good place, and they're fighting offensively, defensively. They're trying to do the best they can, and I know they're trying to do the best they can too on special teams. But for all the years in the past, that's, you know, the thing I've really tried to make a strong focal point on, is getting to really know the players well and making sure they understand everything that we're doing really